Mr. Board is here too with the Lisi Gardens. Remember we talked about it at the last meeting about encroaching into the easement?
Yes, I do.
He's here also. I don't know if it's something you want to address tonight while he's here to answer any questions, or I don't know how you want to handle it, because
I mean, we have looked at it, and it's, I mean, I'm not gonna go on record advocating putting anything in an easement. That's something the board has to make a decision on. I mean, that's what we do for a living, is keep things out of the easement, and I'm not gonna advocate putting something in the easement. We have looked at it, and it really does not seem to be a problem in this case, because that easement is not really well defined, and I'm not really sure how much it actually drains. So, again, I don't think it's really, pardon me? Oh. It's not really something that would be detrimental to the easement in this case, but I'm not gonna advocate it.
I believe Mr. Board wants. Mr. Board, could you come forward so we could ask you some questions?
Yes, sir.
Give your name and your address for the record, please.
Mark Bohr, 6067 Lisi Gardens Drive.
I believe when we talked, and when we came over to your house, you want to move into the easement like 5 foot, is that true?
Right, currently it's a 20-foot drainage easement. It's a swale that constitutes 5 properties. I've lived in the property 5 years. There's never been any standing water, moving water, even after major winter melt-offs or torrential downpours, things of that nature. Obviously, it's in my own best interest to make sure if there is water flow that it moves through my property, so I'm not looking to negatively affect it. But I know you've been to the property. In this particular case, 20 feet seems to be excessive. That 5 feet that I'm looking to gain into the easement doesn't seem to have any impact on the water flow whatsoever, and allowed me the ability to put a pool, in-ground swimming pool, on the property and maintain a safe distance from the house so people could walk around without danger of falling into the water. And one of the things that the survey doesn't clearly show is that there's a couple exits, sliding type doors from the house over where there's a deck currently, if anyone's referencing the survey. So obviously when you're coming out of those exits, you need some type of staircase, preferably a landing at the top of the staircase. And when you combine all these things, the pool won't actually be in the easement itself, but as everyone here is probably aware, you need, via the town regulations, the fence can't cross the easement, so the fence would have to go along the easement or the new proposed easement line that I'm suggesting. And then the pool has to be a minimum of 4 feet away from the fence. So in this case, I'm proposing to place the fence into what currently is the easement, 3, 4, 5 feet, small, maybe a foot worth of landscaping, or cement all the way to the pool's edge, and then the pool itself, which would actually be outside of the easement. And I've also made the point that obviously I know regrading the property after the fact is a concern to make sure that there could be good water flow and things of that nature, and I'm willing to engage the town or Mr. Dean's office to make sure that I'm complying with their wishes.
Just to let everybody else know, you think the only thing that you may think that impacts his backyard is the 20-foot drainage easement, but he also has a natural gas easement that's behind the 20 foot, so it gobbles up, I believe, 40 foot?
Right, it's 20 foot for the natural gas and 20 foot for the drainage easement. 40
foot of his backyard is worthless. That's why he's asking for this request to infringe on the drainage easement for 5 foot.
Right, and like I said, it's within that 20-foot easement. Obviously, the intention is to create water into a swale and then move it at a pitch towards one end of the development out to the main road, which is North Thompson Road in this case. If you're to look at the property, which I know you've been there, that 5 feet that I'm looking for isn't even sloped towards the easement. So effectively in this case, I don't think that there's any types of impact on water flow.
I would have to agree with you. Anybody else have any questions?
Can I just say one thing is
Sure.
in that we do not want to move the easement line. All we want to do is to allow him to put a fence in the easement. I mean, the easement line will stay the same, and if you pass this, I would also like a condition that, you know, if the fence has to come down for any reason, if we have to get in there and work, it's at the homeowner's expense.
And I'd be willing to accept those conditions.
I believe there's a stipulation which we've had other homeowners sign. You'd be willing to sign that? I think it's just basically an indemnification type thing.
Yeah,
Right, Heather?
if it states what Mr. Dean
Yeah.
indicated, absolutely.
Okay.
Have you spoken with your neighbors about this happening?
The two adjacent neighbors, and neither one of them appear to have an issue.
Because I would hate for you to have it put up and then everybody comes in with some kind of negative impact, so.
Yeah, in this case,
No
I don't
complaints.
believe that's an incident, and there's a good relationship in place with both neighbors, and they're aware of what my intentions are.
And how many property owners are there between your house and that? There's like a stub road there, there's only 3?
Yeah, there's a stub road, so I have 2 houses to that stub road, and then 2 houses out to the main road, so I'm right in the middle.
Okay.
Any other questions? Make a motion that we approve, how should I word this?
Probably just,
Placement of a fence and easement.
Perfect.
Very well said.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Corral?
yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Right.
We'll have, Heather, can we get the information to Mr. Board so you can sign
I'll make
off?
sure it's available in the standard agreement that's been executed in the past. I'll make sure it's available in Chet's office so that the property owner can sign.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.